Norma here. I have a question for you today. I was thinking about this myself. So my question is, do you think we as parents that have more than one child have a child that we tend to favor more than the others? I'm pretty sure that this question has come across our minds as parents at one time or another. Maybe it was brought to our attention, or maybe we just actually started to become aware that we may have a child that we tend to favor more than the others. I will be honest, and looking back and how I raised my three children, I could see where I tended to favor this one particular child over the others. Now, that doesn't mean that I love that child more than the others. It's because that child was easier for me to handle, easier for me to discipline. That child was more compliant. And that may not be fair to that child, because I think what happens also is that child doesn't get as much attention as the others do, because it's like the metaphor of the squeakiest wheel gets the most attention. So that tended to happen. So because of that, naturally my other two got the most attention. Now we know that if we have more than one child, that they are not all the same. One may be compliant and the other may be a child that gives pushback and a lot of back talk. Now, I don't want us to feel discouraged by this or feel bad about this. I don't think this concept is necessarily bad. I think we have to be careful that the children don't feel the difference. We have to make sure that we don't make the other children feel like they're less than or not important or not just as loved as that favorite child is. It's a delicate balance. I know this was a sensitive subject, but I was just thinking about this, and just looking back, I always try to reflect on some things in my life, and especially now that I have grandchildren, just seeing the difference on how I raised my children and looking at my children and how I did with my children, and then looking at my daughter and how she's raising her children and the differences that we have with that. Just taking a mental note. I think we don't want to say that we have a favorite child because it is a delicate subject. So what about you? Do you think that you have a favorite child, or are you aware that you have a favorite child? Let's start a conversation below in the comment section. I would be interested to hear your thoughts on this.